You wake up on Saturday morning and you get another news alert, and you kind of have to parse through it and go, okay, is this the news alert I already read last night, or is this a new news alert? And it was. They found, while they were getting what they thought were the final classified documents from his home in Delaware, they found, 6 more pages of classified documents, this in the library at his home.
Had him in his garage next to his Corvette.
Multiple states.
And his office with no security, apparently. And who was in that house?
No, when they talk about the garage, it was not like it's some special kind of safe.
Yeah.
No, like people have in their garages. No, it was like in boxes, and then in the office, and then in another office.
Documents that are related to Ukraine, documents that are related to the United Kingdom, documents that are related to Iran. So this is serious information. And then they stopped saying what these other documents were involving, which leads me to believe that there's something else going on there that they don't want it out.
The reality is it's clear that they weren't declassified. He didn't ask to have these documents declassified. He didn't go to President Obama, who was the person who would have been able to declassify information. And it's concerning.
They were in his home office for 2 years. Well, for 6 years, excuse me. Yeah. And ask yourself, how did he not know?
Even the Democrats are having a tough time defending this one.
Should the White House cooperate with the House Oversight Committee on this?
Well, those requests are completely hypocritical when you consider what he said about the Mar-a-Lago situation. I think Congress ought to handle both situations the same way, and that is we have to get a briefing from the intelligence community about any potential risk to national security of where those documents were and what they contained. But Congress shouldn't try to interfere with the investigations. I think, sadly, that's what Mr. Comer's object is.
This is coming from the guy that interfered with every investigation to serve his own purpose.
He didn't let special counsel just do the investigation.
Now they're saying it's the
leaking out information during the special counsel. I'm talking about Mueller. I mean, he was talking about the most interfering House member was probably Adam Schiff and his staff.
The Mueller probe was going on while Adam Schiff was going after everybody that he could possibly think of. So this idea that they bifurcated this and it wasn't, it wasn't the way they did it is nonsense.
We have a FOIA that went out to Adam. The FOIA, really the purpose of this FOIA, again, they're not going to get the classified documents. The purpose of the FOIA is to go to National Archives and say,
what were you doing?
Did you say this was, did you ever come to an agreement that you were done asking for documents? And how did these not,
6 years,
how did these not make your list? What was the problem here? What's the where were the communications to Biden to say, we need these documents? And why did you stop asking for them, or did you not know about them?
This is what we sent to the National Archives on January 12th, and it's a demand for documents as to what was going on here. We're not going to get the documents that are classified, obviously. We're not asking for that.
What our document request is doing is going to the National Archives and saying, when did you end your search? Did you end a search? Did you have any type of a process? Because if they ended the search, and we now know that they missed all these documents, then after finding one document, they should have immediately raided the rest of Joe Biden's homes because they were told that the process ended and they had proof that it clearly wasn't.
The Judiciary Committee has said, Andy, that they are launching an investigation. Now, it's important to point out this is different than what the special counsels are doing.
Jim Jordan, as chairman of the Judiciary Committee, has rightly said, I want to investigate the handling of these documents from a congressional point of view in terms of legislation that might be enacted later to prevent this from recurring, if that's at all possible. So Jim Jordan is totally within his right in instituting an investigation, and the special counsel is a separate animal altogether. That's a creature of the Justice Department. He's got subpoena authority. So does Congress have subpoena authority. But Mr. Hur has his authority and his mandate from Merrick Garland, the Attorney General, and Jim Jordan has his mandate and authority from the people of the United States.
This is drip, drip, drip.
Oh, yeah. And the president says, God willing, he'll be able to, discuss this with the American people soon. I suspect not.
They never just stuck to the one state, which is we can't say anything.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see because
they
didn't release what these other documents topics were. The first group they did. And how did they think they weren't going to? How did he not know they were in his house? But let's assume he did. I mean, that's just dangerous.
Then why? Okay, the raid on Trump, knowing this could turn on you and destroy your
and Merrick Garland knew that.
Yes.